Hi guys, my name is Megan and today we're going to be talking all about the books that I read in June. Alright, so sorry in advance if there's any extra weird noises in this video today. I have the window open, it's a little stuffy in here today. So I feel like this month went pretty well. I've read quite a few books, 2 ebooks, 3 physical books, and there's one that I just didn't get to this month. So let's dive into what I read. So the first book that I read this month was Parental Guidance. This is a sort of hockey romance. This book was so good. Like, I had a stupidly big smile on my face the entire time I was reading it. It was so sweet. So it's about this guy named Caleb, and his mom kind of takes over his dating profile for him. He ends up going out with Zara, who is our other main character, and she just didn't really want to go on this date. Her friend kind of blackmailed her into going. So then they kind of end up fake dating, and then feelings happen, and it was just so good. So Caleb is kind of like a major league hockey player, and Zara is an artist, and they hit it off so well. This book just made me smile so much. And there was only one part of this book that I just didn't like a whole lot. It was like the big major sex scene. It felt a little out of character for them, but other than that, this book was just so good. If you guys are into sports romances, this is one that I would highly recommend. And I do have the second book for this series, which I'm planning to read sometime soon. So this one got a solid 4 out of 5 stars. So the next book that I read this month was Storm Curse. This one was really good, but about the time I started reading this one, there was a lot of stuff going on the news. The murder of George Floyd was going on. There was a lot of coronavirus stuff going on. There was a lot of stuff about protests. So my thoughts on this one are pretty scattered. I did enjoy this one. This one got a 4 out of 5 stars. So the next book that I read was the Bromance book club. This one was kind of a little bit of a letdown for me. I think I had just fallen so much for the hype for this book. There was some language in there between Gavin and Thea that just felt like really emotionally manipulative, and I just didn't like that. So that kind of just stained the whole enjoyment of this book for me. And while I really liked the cute fluffy moments, I really enjoyed the family time. I enjoyed the kind of dude bros reading romance books. That I really enjoyed. I just didn't really like the whole emotional manipulation thing at the beginning of this book. And I felt like some of the arguments were very childish, and like the whole main argument kind of stemmed from some real hurts and some real feelings, but then it just kind of turned petty and childish because, you know, they won't listen to each other. But having said that, I did enjoy this book for the most part. Just not as much as I would have hoped. This got a 3.5 out of 5 stars. So the next book that I finished was Heartstopper Volume 2. This was just such a fantastic read. I love Charlie and I love Nick, and I love how Nick is processing his feelings and figuring out what his sexuality is, and I love Charlie and how supportive he is, and I love how Nick deals with his homophobic friends his homophobic former friends, I should say. Even though violence is never the answer, this time I can overlook it. And I really loved how Nick came out to his mom. That was just such a really great little scene in this. And I really liked getting to see more of Charlie's friends in this because they're just so amazing. So this one got a 5 out of 5 stars. Highly recommend. So the next book that I finished was Let's Talk About Love. This one was a really good book. It was just really super sweet, and I liked how it talked about being asexual and how that plays into being in a relationship, and it was just really cool. And I loved Alice. She's such a nerd and so into fandom stuff that I feel like we could have some really good conversations about stuff. She was just kind of like this whirlwind of awesome, and even though I really liked Alice as a character, I felt like some of her character was more YA than the new adult that this book was aiming to be, but she was still a really great character, and I really liked it. And this book got a solid 4 out of 5 stars. So the last book that was on my list for this month was The Raven Boys, and I actually didn't end up getting to this one, and I feel like I'm gonna put this on the back burner for a while just because I want to read some other stuff. Alright, so those were all of the books that I read this month. I think my favorite would probably have to be Heartstopper just because it was so damn cute. What did you guys read this month? Did you have a favorite book? Let me know down below. If you guys like this video, don't forget to hit the like button. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. You can also hit the notification button. And if you'd like to follow me on social media, check out the links down below. There will also be a link to the Black Lives Matter info card down there. Alrighty, bye guys!